Hi everybody, I'm here again for Escape. Last week we talked about the hot cross bun and we talked about how our worries can affect our behaviour, but they also affect how we feel and they affect any sort of physical ailments we might have. We talked about it giving us perhaps an aching neck and shoulders and a sore stomach. So what do we do about these worries? They're, especially at this time, they're all swirling around our head and making us feel sort of, I don't know about you, but they're making me sometimes feel a bit fuzzy headed, they're making me not concentrate very well, and they're making me not sleep very well either. So I need to find a way to get these worries sort of into a bit of order and to make them manageable. Anxiety's normal. It's a normal way of life. If we weren't anxious, we'd walk out in front of cars, we wouldn't turn up to our jobs on time, but it's making that anxiety proportional to the situation that we're in. So this is the way that I like to do it. I like to have worry time. So worry time is about 15-20 minutes a day when I choose to have a look at these worries, to examine them. I tend to do it in the morning because I find I'm the most alert and I'm the most able to put them behind me if I do them in the morning. So the idea behind this is to take the worries from our limbic system, which is our emotional centre, our fight and flight and freeze centre, into our more rational brain, which is our prefrontal cortex, right at the front of our brain. And if we write them down, the very act of writing puts them there. We have to be logical. We have to, put them into words, into sentences to actually make them make sense. So we're taking them into our logical brain and we're not letting them just swirl around and make us feel uneasy. So the first thing we do is you take a piece of paper and I write worries at the top. You can have a notebook that's designated just to this, and a notebook's quite good because you can shut it at the end. Write the word worries at the top, and then you write for 5-10 minutes, set your timer, no longer than that, 5-10 minutes, everything you're worried about. And the good thing about this is if we spend too long thinking about our worries, then we can sort of talk ourselves in and out of them. We want to just get them down on paper. And sometimes the thing you thought you were worried about, there's actually something bigger underneath it, and we can't tackle it unless we know it's there. So I've written my worries for today. So I've written worries, and I'm worried. I'm worried that my son's struggling. He's 15 and he's really struggling with being at home now at the moment. He's struggling with setting a routine. He's struggling with being at home with us, and he's struggling with not seeing his friends. I'm worried about my dad being ill. I don't have much contact with my dad, and so I wouldn't know if he was ill, and this has started to worry me. I'm worried that lockdown won't end. We keep getting different dates from different people. Some people say May, some people say, it's not going to be until we have our vaccine in September. And I'm starting to feel a bit concerned, especially as it's moved on another 3 weeks. I'm concerned about people getting ill, anybody getting ill, and I'm concerned that I'm not doing enough. Every time I go on social media, somebody's done something amazing and I'm worried that I'm not doing enough. So once I've written all these worries down, then I will decide how worried I am. So I might rate them out of 10, or I might decide which worries are the ones I'm most worried about. So I might decide that the one I'm most worried about at the moment is my son struggling. Because he lives in the house with us, I'm most worried about this. Probably the least thing I'm worried about really is that lockdown won't end. So I'm going to put this one, I might give this one a little cross. And I might rate them out of 10. So this one, I'm about an 8 out of 10 with this one because we live in the same house, and so how he feels, it really affects me. My dad being ill, I am worried about that, but I've only just started worrying, so I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. Lockdown, I'm about probably a 3 out of 10 for that. People will get ill, I'm probably a 5 out of 10 for that, and I'm not doing enough. I'm 50-50 again, because some days I feel like I am and other days I'm not. So the next thing I do is I might take a different colour. I really like colours, they really help me sort of visualise it. Which ones can I do something about, and which ones can't I affect? I can't really affect people getting ill. I can stay in, I can make sure I don't go to the supermarket too much. I can wear my anti-bac. I can make sure I'm doing what I'm asked to do by the government and by the police. But I can't really affect who gets ill, and I can't really affect this either about lockdown. So these are two worries that already I can't do anything about. I can't affect them. They're there, but I can't affect them at all. So which worry am I going to tackle today? I think the one I'm going to tackle today is this one about my son, because it was the highest on my chart. And actually, if I tackle this one about my son struggling, then I am tackling this one about not doing enough, because I'm actually doing something to help him. I'm doing something to help somebody in my family, which will hopefully have a knock-on effect to how I feel, how my husband feels, and how my other son feels. So this is the one I'm going to deal with today. So I'm just going to pop a sun round it, because this is the one that I can deal with today. And then I'm going to have a think about what I can do. So he's struggling at the moment. So the first thing I'm going to do, number one, is I'm going to talk to him. And I'm going to ask him what it is in particular he's struggling with. And I'm going to try and listen. I can't always solve every problem he's got. I can't help that he can't see his friends. But I can listen and I can empathise. Hopefully I've spelt that right. Empathise, yes. I can listen and I can empathise. And then I can also maybe try and do something. I could take him something nice to eat. So I could make him a snack. These are all manageable things that I can do today. And maybe it's not going to solve that worry completely. And maybe that worry will be on my list again tomorrow. But I'm doing something. So I'm taking it from a feeling of I can't do anything, I'm stuck, these worries are just going to swirl around my head and make me sort of feel paralysed and frozen. So I'm taking them out of that fight, flight, freeze part of my brain. I'm taking them into the logical part of my brain, and then I'm concocting a plan. I'm making a plan of what I can do about that. So once my worry time is finished, these worries will be shut for the day, and I will set the same worry time. We love routine as people, so you can set your worry time for the same time next day. You could maybe do it at 10 o'clock every morning. That's when you're going to challenge these worries. And the really great thing about that is that if they come into your head later in the day, you just tell your brain, this is not my worry time. My worry time will tomorrow. I'll look at that tomorrow. There is really very few worries that you can't look at in 24 hours or in 12 hours or whatever. It's very, very few worries that need to be dealt with then and then. And a little game I like to play just to sort of get these worries out my head, or when it's not worry time, is the alphabet game. So I would take the letters of the alphabet. Anybody remember the minister's cat? Well, I take it and I will make it something else. So I might do things on toast. So I do A, avocado on toast, B, bacon on toast, C, cheese on toast, and I go through the alphabet. If I'm playing it with my teenagers, we might do the names of a song, we might do the names of a singer or a group. I've also done it with animals, so I might do an angry avocado, that special animal, an angry aardvark, or a boastful bear. So it's just a way, again, just to reiterate, it can take 3 to 5 minutes to get thoughts sort of out of your head and to change your thought process. So we do our worries in the morning, just 10-15 minutes, 20 minutes at most, and then the rest of the day you can play these little mind games to sort of get these worries, change them into something a bit more fun until you can get back to looking at your worries again. I hope this has been really helpful, and next week I'm hoping to look at sleep, because a lot of people have said they're struggling with that. I'll see you next Monday. Have a really great week. Bye.